Hi guys, welcome to today's video where I'll be giving you 5 vaginal hygiene tips. Let's get right to it. If you're new to my channel, I am Dr. Amarachi Ijeoma. I am a fertility physician and my channel focuses on everything women's health and fertility. So if you want more content like this, if you think my content is something you'll be interested in, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and if you have questions, drop a comment below. Just before I go right into the tips, I'm going to give you a brief introduction of what the vagina is. If you've been thinking this is the vagina instead of this, then you've been wrong. Because the vagina, we can actually see it. We can only see the opening of the vagina. The vagina is an internal hollow organ that is internal apparently. So you can't see it except for the outside. But the vulva, which you've been calling the vagina, is actually made up of the outer lip, which is the labia majora, the inner lip, which is the labia minora, the clitoris, the urethral opening, that's where the pee comes out from, and then the vaginal opening. So if you've been making that mistake, don't mix it up again. The vagina functions as a passageway for the baby during childbirth because the baby has to pass through the neck of the womb, that is the neck of the uterus, and then pass through the vagina and then comes out to the environment. The vagina also receives the penis during sexual intercourse, and it also collects the sperm till the sperm cells enter the womb to fertilize the egg. It also serves as the passageway for menstrual blood to pass through. So if you've been wondering what the functions of the vagina are, these are the functions of the vagina. The vagina is a self-cleansing organ. It just means that you don't have to clean it because it brings out discharge. You see that vaginal discharge that you see every day is normal. It's the vagina's way of cleaning itself. So it cleans itself of menstrual blood. Maybe after menstruation, the remaining little blood that is there, it cleans itself off of it. It cleans itself off of the dead vaginal cells. It cleans itself off of semen if you have having sexual intercourse. So all of this comes out, makes up the vaginal discharge. Yeah. And guess what? The vagina has good bacteria that helps to balance the normal environment of the vagina. So this bacteria is called lactobacillus. What lactobacillus does is actually amazing. It's in a particular amount in the vagina and maintains the environment to prevent the bad bacteria from actually getting access into the vagina. So it also maintains the pH balance of the vagina, which is usually acidic, around 3.5 to 4.5. So we don't want anything that will come and disturb this natural balance. That's why I'm telling you, don't wash your vagina because, like I said, vagina is inside, so don't wash it. I'll give you proper tips to cleaning down there. So the vaginal hygiene tips I'll be giving you are actually a mix of both the vaginal hygiene tips and vulva hygiene tips because now we know the difference, right? And number 1 is to wash your vulva every day. In other words, we are using just water. That's the proper way to wash your vulva. Use just lukewarm water to wash your vulva. And when you're washing your vulva, don't put your finger inside your vagina. That's the mistake some people make. Don't put your finger inside your vagina because if you do that, you can be introducing bacteria up into your vagina. So what you're washing is the outer part, the vulva. You're washing the inner lip, you're washing the outer lip, you're washing the mons pubis, that's the area that has the hair. You're washing the clitoris, but you are not washing inside, which is your vagina. Remember, I told you it is already self-cleansing, it's cleaning itself. So just leave that aside. If you must use soap, use mild unscented soaps. The reason is because if you use the normal soap you use to bathe your skin, then you would affect the natural balance of the vagina because the soap you're using to bathe is designed for the skin and the skin has a natural pH of 5.5. I remember I said that the vagina's pH should usually be less than 4.5 and greater than 3.5. So you don't want to disturb the natural balance of your vagina. You have to wash the vulva every day because when you go about your daily activity, you sweat down there, there's moisture. You want to take out all of the sweat, the moisture, and keep the place clean. After washing down there, you dry with a clean, dry towel. And when you're drying with a clean dry towel, remember that your towel, you should actually change your towel every 1 or 2 days. So you should always have really clean dry towels available. But for some people, they would just rather come out of the bathroom and air dry themselves, which is actually not bad as well. So you air dry yourself, meaning that you're not using any dryer, you're not using any towel, you're just waiting it out for the wetness to dry off on its own. Second tip is to avoid douching. If you're just hearing douching for the first time, it means using a rubber-like tube that has a nozzle and then filling it with water and putting it inside the vagina and squirting and flushing the water inside in an attempt to wash and clean the vagina. Some people even go as far as adding some things into the water to help even wash the vagina more. The vagina is not a dirty place. It's already cleaning itself. You don't need to do that. Remember, I said it's going to affect the normal balance, the natural balance, and then lead to symptoms like itching, unpleasant odors, abnormal vaginal colors. If you want to know what an abnormal vaginal color is and what they mean, you can click on this link above and watch my previous video on different vaginal discharges and what they mean. So avoid douching. The third tip is wipe from front to back. So when you urinate or you use the toilet, you don't wipe from back to front, because the anus is really close to the vagina. And if you do that, you're dragging bacteria from the anus all the way to the vagina. So you'll be introducing bacteria into the vagina, which we don't want. It can lead to all sorts of infections in the vagina. So always remember to wipe from front to back. The fourth one is wear cotton underwears. This cannot be overemphasized, and this is because what cotton underwear, as in the fabric cotton, is breathable, because we want something that can absorb excess moisture, excess sweat around the vulva area. So we don't want like all these nylon materials that can make the place a breeding ground for bacteria. What the cotton fabric does is that excess discharge, that wetness, because sometimes the vulva area can be a bit uncomfortable due to discharge and the wetness around there. But where the cotton fabric comes in is that it helps for those excess moisture, sweat, discharge to evaporate. So it keeps that place really clean and dry. So cotton fabrics are the go-to for vaginal health. The fifth one, which is the last tip I'll be giving for today, is eat fruits, vegetables, yogurt, exercise. Anything that is good for your entire health, for your general health, is good for your vaginal health. Stay healthy, stay clean. I've come to the end of today's video on tips on vaginal health, vaginal hygiene. If you've enjoyed this video and you've gotten something from it and you want more content like this, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and see you in my next video, guys.